so much, Ryan. That is the perfect introduction. I can tell that you have been on board our ships because that is, you described it perfectly because we're such a mix of an onboard experience and an immersive land experience, an adventure to land. So let me explain what all of that means a little bit. So first of all, my name is Stephanie Copeland. I'm based in Seattle, which is where Windstar is currently headquartered. And, we've been in business since 1984. We've been cruising, and yet we're a small cruise line. So sometimes people aren't familiar with us, right? And that's what's so great about my job is I get to introduce this amazing product, this amazing cruising option to people all the time. Now, we have a mission statement, which is we imagine and deliver personalized and immersive experiences that are 180 degrees from ordinary. That's lofty, right? I'm going to explain a little bit about what that means and what sets us apart, why we are different than maybe some of the other cruise lines you might be familiar with. So we like to say that we're taking travelers in a different direction. We're taking you away from the crowds. We're taking you away from some of the heavily touristed areas, taking you to the captivating places. And these are the places that are both the big bucket list locations that you really, really want to go to, and also those unique, once in a lifetime new experiences that you may not have even thought of. We're thinking of those places because we are really designing itineraries that are very immersive in the destination and very authentic. Travel authenticity is a term that we use, and it really means that we're taking you to the real destination. You're seeing the real people, and you're probably escaping the crowds and, as I said, the heavily touristed areas to really, experience the destination as it was meant to be experienced. For example, here's the beautiful Star Breeze, just right up close to the glaciers in Alaska. Our ships can do that. And we're not just another cruise line, because really what we envision is half of your experience with a Windstar cruise is the ship, and the other half is the destination. So that's what sets us apart. So we are really another travel experience altogether, not only a cruise. However, the cruise itself will be fantastic because you will be on our beautiful small ships. We are all about small ship cruising. Now, this has always been popular. I would say maybe it's even more popular these days because you're on board with a lot of open space, uncrowded public rooms, large open decks, fewer guests on board, and our ships are small. We are only carrying either between 148 guests to 342 guests. That's our biggest ship. We have 6 ships, and I'll kind of break those down for you in a second. One thing that really happens, a phenomena that happens when you're on board a Windstar cruise, is everybody kind of gets this family type atmosphere because we find that the travelers on board are like-minded. They tend to have traveled to a lot of different destinations, and they love to share their experiences. And it's really a relaxed atmosphere. We don't do formal nights. We don't do, jacket and tie required kind of a thing. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the dining because that's a real highlight. And of course, our beautiful small ships are taking you to those smaller ports, the hidden harbors, away from the crowds. And our shore excursions are intimate in small groups. And I will give you a little bit more detail on that as well. So here's the overview about our fleet. We have 6 beautiful yachts. 3 of the yachts have the sails, and you might be familiar with that. You might have seen it. It's kind of iconic, these beautiful sails. 3 of the ships that have the sails are the Windstar, the Windspirit, and the Windsurf. The Windstar and the Windspirit are sort of our babies at 148 guests. And then the Windsurf is actually our flagship. She's the largest in our fleet, and she has 342 guests. So again, quite small. But an interesting fact about the Windsurf is, although she's really small for a cruise ship, She's actually the largest commercial sailing vessel in the world. So really a beautiful and unique experience with those sails. Then we have our all suite yachts. These are the Star class. They're the Star Breeze, the Star Legend, and the Star Pride. And yes, these don't have the sails, but they have so much to offer. One, as I said, they're all suites. So every stateroom is beautiful and huge with walk-in closets and double sink vanities. And of course, on board our entire fleet, we don't have any inside staterooms. That would be the ones without windows. All of our staterooms have at least a window, if not a balcony, and usually quite large, beautiful window. So really what sets us apart, what makes us 180 degrees from ordinary, it starts with our ships, with our small ships that are designed for this small, intimate experience. As I mentioned, when you're on board, we don't go super fancy. Now, don't confuse that with luxury. You will have a luxury experience. You will have an elegant experience when it comes to dining, five-star service, five-star dining, but you don't have to get super dressed up, right? Kind of resort casual is what we like to call it. So comfortable, right? And when you're on board, it's really a relaxed environment. A lot of our guests come on board to spend time with the people they came on board with. So we give you lots of opportunity to do that, lots of open spaces to do that, and beautiful places. And again, service, to support that. Again, unregimented. And options. This is our sports deck. I'm going to give you more details on that, but it's really cool on board all of our ships. So lots of activity options when you're on board. And the freedom from crowds, as I mentioned before, is very, very welcoming. So, the whole experience is really as if you are on your own private yacht. We can anticipate our guest needs because we have fewer passengers on board, and we have a high number of service crew for the passengers, higher than the average. So we are really there to take care of the guest, to anticipate your needs. Our crew is so friendly. In fact, one review that we recently received was that the biggest reason people come back to Windstar is because of the crew and because of the service. They get to know your name by the second day of the cruise. They know what you like to drink. They're just really friendly and welcoming and giving you that family environment, again, like you're on your own private yacht. So I think that the experience of the crew is really a special part. And then there's the food, because really for every vacation, I don't care where you're going, the food is a big part of it, right? We like to help immerse you in your destination by giving you locally sourced foods and menu options, right? We even have a thing where we go shopping with the chef. So in some ports of call, there's a complimentary sort of a pop-up event where the chef will say, I'm going to go to this market and do some shopping today, and any guest that wants to come along can come with me. We'll do that sort of a thing, and it's so fun, and you get to taste things with the chef and then often take them back to the ship. One time when I was in Italy, we went to a tiny little fresh mozzarella factory, and we all got to get some samples of these beautiful, just freshly made mozzarella balls. We brought them back to the ship, and the chef cut them up for us and served them to us, just before dinner when we were by the pool, caprese style with fresh mozzarella and tomatoes. So these kinds of experiences are what you're going to get, a little bit more personable, a little bit unique, and really immersive. I'm just teasing you now with some beautiful pictures of food. We are the official cruise line of the James Beard Foundation, by the way, which is a foundation that really determines the finest chefs in the United States. And we get to use their expertise on board, designing our menus and training our chefs. This is just a sample of the different kinds of dining experiences you can have on board. So I should mention to you that all of our dining is included when you're on a Windstar cruise. We do not charge for alternative dining options. We offer them, but they are free of charge. We do not charge for room service. We have 24-hour in-room dining, all complimentary. So you have lots of choices. You could go to our Amphora Restaurant, which is a beautiful sit-down spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can walk in there, no reservation needed, no set times for anything. You can go with one person, so you have a nice little table for two, or maybe you met some folks and you want a big table for 10. You can do that anytime you want, anytime it's open. You don't need to make a reservation or set what time you're going to go on any particular day. Or you could choose to go to the Stella Bistro or Quadro 44, our brand new Spanish restaurant, or the Star Grill, which is a beautiful al fresco dining area on top of our Star class ships. So lots of choices. And again, it's included in the cruise. Other unique features with the Windstar cruise, the open bridge. You can go onto the bridge, visit with the captain, visit with the officers at any time, because of course, you know, there's always somebody there, right? 24 hours a day. We even serve coffee up there. This is truly an experience that is unique to Windstar, that you can just learn about the instrumentation. You can learn more about where you're going and the navigation. It's really fascinating. And an experience you'll want to have at least once when you're on board the Windstar cruise. And then there's the water sports platform. Again, this is on every one of our 6 ships. You can see it folds out from the aft of the ship, and there you can have all of these complimentary water sport activities. Maybe you just want to go for a swim, and that's great. You can do that. We will give you snorkel gear. In fact, on our warm water cruises, we issue a set of snorkel equipment to everybody that you get to keep throughout the course of the cruise. So you could take it to the beaches with you, or you can use it off the aft of the ship. You can go water skiing, you can go sailboarding, all included in the cruise. Now, also, when you're in places like Alaska, where perhaps you don't want to swim in the water, we do our shore excursions from the aft of the ship. How cool is that, that you can get into, say, a kayak or a Zodiac boat right off of the aft of the ship, instead of having to maybe go to shore and get on a bus. You can get right into the water there, get up and close to the wildlife and the glaciers and the scenery that you're already so close to when you're on a Windstar cruise. Oh, now I'm going to share a little special treat for you. So you don't have to listen to me, but you can hear it from the professionals.
There are those places on Earth we call hidden gems, because big cruise ships can't find them. Places that few will see, but the ones who do will remember forever. Where we use our navigational skills to steer clear of the expected. These are the places only a Windstar cruise can take you. So unlike the big cruise ships that only go to big cruise places, Windstar takes you further and gets you closer to the tucked-away ports and pristine isles only itineraries designed for a smaller ship can reach. You'll chart your own course. Whether you're getting lost in the past, catching up with local culture, or going off on your own adventure, you'll always arrive back to the ship with plenty of stories to share. So why not try a dish you can't pronounce? Find a secluded spot to sunbathe. Bring home an ancient recipe as a souvenir. You'll visit all 5 senses before you hit the first port on the official cruise line of the James Beard Foundation, with exceptional locally sourced dishes, prepared by world-class chefs. From dining al fresco to coffee with the captain, you'll enjoy welcoming, highly personal service that's been named the best on the seas. Because at Windstar, we believe the smaller the ship, the grander the journey, for travel that's 180 degrees from ordinary. Welcome aboard.
How beautiful is that? Aren't we all just ready to get out there and to see something maybe beyond our own house? I know I am. And this has been a difficult time for everybody, and we can't wait to get our ships sailing again, and it is happening soon. We can give you a calendar of all of our sailings, but we will start sailing again in June. And we will be going, our first cruises will be sailing in the Mediterranean and in the Caribbean. And then we will pick up our entire itinerary schedule, which takes us all around the world. So let me show you where we go, because we really go everywhere. This is not everywhere we go. This is just the ports of embarkation. Okay. So you can see that we are in Australia, and we are in Asia, and we are in the Mediterranean and Northern Europe, and of course the Caribbean, and Latin America. And we do some lovely coastal cruises on the east and west coast of the US, and then of course Alaska. So many options. Now I am going to very quickly run through just 10 examples of our destinations. We like to call these our top 10, right? And sometimes it changes, but these are some of the cruise itineraries that have been extremely popular for us for quite a while now, and people just come back and just rave about. So I won't be able to go into them in depth, but just to give you a quick overview. So of course, you could take one of these lovely cruises that takes you through the coastline in Italy and into Croatia. If you've never been to Croatia, boy, I tell you, you got to add that, because it is just such a beautiful place that is maybe underappreciated, right? And then more in Italy. Say you want to go to the coast, right, to the Riviera. This is like the yachtsman's harbors of the Riviera. It's sort of like the lifestyles of the rich and famous, right? You see other yachts. Usually yours will be the biggest, but you'll see other yachts and the rich and famous that are also vacationing in this area. A fantastic itinerary. Maybe you want to go to Turkey and to some of the Greek islands. Oh, you cannot beat this. And in this itinerary, you also have an experience in Ephesus. I think I have a lovely picture to show you on that. Here's another example of our Greek Isles cruise. I will tell you that we have about 4 different itineraries in Greece. It's been probably one of our most popular cruises for decades, is taking Windstar to Greece, to the various, to the various places that we go, whether it's the coastlines or the islands. So lots of choices in Greece. And this is something I just wanted to show you. This is what we call our evening in Ephesus, in Kusadasi, right? This is what we call a destination discovery event, and it's complimentary. And the people you see here are only just from the Windstar ship. This is just for Windstar. It's not, say, an excursion that people who are not on Windstar can do. And it is included in the cruise. We have an event like this on many of our sailings, not on all of them, but on many of them, we have one of these destination discovery events. And in this case, everybody on board is invited. We take you to this beautiful private experience in these ruins, where we serve a beautiful 5-course meal, and you have a string quartet, and you just really can't top this. This is one of those, unique once in a lifetime type experiences that you would get with Windstar. So I think that's just so beautiful. Of course, Alaska, and we're so sad that we've had to not go to Alaska for 2 years now, but 2022 is the year. And as you've probably heard, don't wait. If you're thinking of going to Alaska, I would look into booking that now, because it is kind of beginning to fill up. It's going to be quite popular. We have a lot of people that, missed going to it in the last couple of years. But Windstar Alaska is unique because, again, you're up close. You're right there next to the things that you came to see. And that picture of the folks in the kayak, they were the ones that just got off the aft of the ship there into their kayaks and went right up to the glaciers and see the wildlife and the scenery. Here's one example of our 3 or 4 different itineraries that we offer in Alaska. So we have lots of choices there as well. Also, we do cruise tours. So let's say you want to get off the ship and spend a few days on land in say, Denali National Park. You can do that with Windstar as well. Yes, now I have very brief. Never seen a glacier calving. This is what it looks like and sounds like. This was on There's an iceberg. Isn't that something? I just love to show that. It's very short, but it really kind of puts you there, right? Now, if that made you cold, then I'm going to warm you up a little bit with a beautiful Caribbean cruise. We have some nice options coming up this summer in the Caribbean. So if you don't want to wait until next year, you don't have to. We have lots of choices in the Caribbean. We have 7-day cruises, 10-day cruises, and up. We have even a 56-day cruise. So if you just want to get on a ship for 56 days and hop around the Caribbean islands and not repeat any destinations, we can take you there. In fact, Windstar does a lot of what we call collectors cruises, where you can put them back to back and stay on the ship for the next cruise, and you won't repeat the same itinerary. You'll get a whole new experience. We design them that way for the folks that like to do it, and a lot of our guests do. So lots of choices in the Caribbean. Now, maybe you want to go a little further to Tahiti. I will tell you, Tahiti is where Windstar got its start. Our very first ships were designed to sail in Tahiti. There you see the beautiful Wind Spirit. One of our smaller sail ships. She is in Tahiti year round, and you really can't beat the beauty of sailing through the Tahiti waters with those sails. We also have a complimentary destination discovery event there, where we take you to a beach and you have a private beach barbecue. Actually, it's called a motu there in Tahiti, and we have fire dancers and just an amazing, memorable experience. And that picture on the right is what you see when you're coming back to the ship after your beautiful motu celebration festival on the beach. And again, we have various itineraries in Tahiti. We have 7-day, 10-day, 11-day, and and lots and lots of choices. And again, it is year round that you can visit us in Tahiti. You got your snorkel equipment that we're going to give you right off the aft of the ship, so you can see these beautiful fish and coral and all the wildlife that you came to see. So I could go on about destinations forever, but I'll just let you know, if anybody here is a past Windstar guest, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be talking to you today. We call that the Yacht Club. Our past Windstar guests are Yacht Club members. And we have a great Yacht Club member program. So if you've never taken Windstar before, just one cruise, and you are a 1-star Yacht Club member, which means you get all of these added perks, a discount on your next cruise and discount on board amenities and that sort of thing. And you get special recognition while you're on board as well. And all the way up to our 4-star members get really, really special treatment on board, but it's pretty easy to gain these different levels. And then also, today we are offering a $50 per person shipboard credit on any cruise if you book it within the next week and a half. The folks at Bon Voyage can give you all the details on that, but we are offering this special private exclusive offer just for attending today. But do take a look at our Yacht Club member program if you've sailed with us before, and if not, then we welcome you to become a Yacht Club member. We also have a promotion going on right now with some of our lowest fares that you're going to see. For a couple more days, we're offering some great discounts for 2021 sailings. And then we're going to go back to really looking at 2022 and 2023, which is available to you at just multiple beautiful destinations. So I believe your ship has arrived. I do hope that you will join us on board, and I really do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for attending.